Hello and welcome. We are back after 12 months on the sideline for a 25-26 review. There's no Jamie today. He's actually playing in St George's Park, with a tournament. But I'm joined by current chairman, Dan Wright.
Mate, how you doing?
Yeah, very well, thanks, mate. How are you?
Not too bad, not too bad. Thanks for having me. So you're stuck with me with Jamie playing at St George's.
Oh, well, it just couldn't be helped, mate. Otherwise, he would be here. No, it's an absolute pleasure to have you on, mate. But say first game there was a 1-0 win, kicked off the season well, didn't you, against Brentford?
We did. Followed by a 3-0 defeat to Basildon.
I was going to come to that. Yeah, 3-0. That last goal was a good finish, though.
Was.
And was that Jobbo's first game back as well, the second game in?
First game back, red card within about 5 minutes of coming on. Pretty dubious red, to be fair.
Oh, really? What happened?
It was a foul that really was no more than a foul. The ref was about 70 yards away, pulled out a red card.
What, so just deemed it dangerous? But
deemed it dangerous.
Fair enough. And then in this, it was a big game. FA Cup trip to Leighton Town. These guys won their league as well, didn't they, Dan? Step 4?
Step 4, they did. They won their league, but they couldn't beat us at home.
They couldn't,
Only just about beat us away, to be fair.
And then, and this is the second leg. And late goal as well, wasn't it, this?
Very late goal. Very good crowd as well.
And down to 10, wasn't it? You had big Cam off getting treatment from the big Dave Saxton.
That's right. That is absolutely bang on. Late on. Very, very late.
It was, but then you won the Essex Senior Cup against White Enzyme. 2-1 in the end, this one.
We did indeed.
It was a great header. White Enzyme, that team, they've just been about for years. I remember growing up. They were always kind of there or thereabouts.
It's good. They got into the Senior League about 3, maybe 4 years ago. A couple of years before we did, when they reorganised the league system. And they've held their own ever since. Only just last season, to be fair. They were hanging on by their fingernails last season. Oh,
really? Did it go down to the last game? Or?
Very, very much so, yeah. It was one of them sort of really epic last games of the season where pretty much anyone could have gone down from the bottom 5 or 6.
Oh, what a goal that was as well. Shavesy.
Shavesy.
It's a good first touch as well. I mean, it warranted a replay, but harsh editing. And FA Vase starts at Barking as well. Flo saved the penalty in game, took it 0-0, went into a penalty shootout, and that's Flo's second save of the shootout. So 3 saves all in all, wasn't it, for that?
That's right. Pretty much the theme of Flo's season really was penalty saves. He was absolutely fantastic for us in goal, and we had a few shootouts this season.
Yeah, he's just been a good servant, hasn't he? Well, I'm sure we'll see all the shootouts as well coming up. And this is Matt Brown as well, stepping up to win it.
Let's send us through to the second qualifying round on what we hoped was our way to Wembley.
Yeah, I mean that's just a great prize, isn't it, that FA Vase offers? That's why such a good cup to be involved in.
It is. Unbelievable prize at the end.
And who knows?
Before last that we had 2 Senior League Cups there as well. Great Waker and Romford. Romford won it.
So he holds Romford last year. What a goal that was!
A long way out. Very long way out. We get straight back in it.
Yeah, and that was
straight back in it. Second half goal, but yeah.
Straight back in it. 25 minutes later. 40 if you're including the 15-minute break. But
behind again, and we get back in it again.
God,
terrible goalkeeper.
That is not the best goalkeeping I've seen at this standard.
It's not. It reminds me of me when I used to play a goal. To be fair,
you just get shoved in. Oh, that's an own goal, that, isn't it? That's not his.
That is indeed an own goal. From a long way out. He normally scores from a long way out in the other end, but that is that was indeed. But he steps up for a penalty last minute, takes it. Who is it? 3-3.
95th minute as well, wasn't it? The penalty.
Very late on. Yeah.
And that was 3-3, and then Barking came to the Woodside. One of the favourites to win the league as well, weren't they, Barking?
They were. They were, and we put in such a good shift here. This is probably actually one of our best performances of the season, this one, because they are a really, really good side, Barking, and we beat them so comprehensively. It was 2-0, really could have been more.
I mean, clean sheet, 2 goals. What more do you want, really? It's just a solid performance. And this was Jobbo's first goal of the season, wasn't it? This one,
fantastic finish, absolutely fantastic finish.
And that's what you get from him, though. He's clinical, isn't he? When he's
clinical, he's powerful, he's fast. He's brilliant, Jobbo. Absolutely.
So I suppose you was quite happy with that then, sitting 8th after 7 games.
We were. Yeah, fair to say. Second qualifying round of the Vase now.
Yeah,
West
in
Essex.
the cups. And this was well, you've absolutely smashed them, didn't you? This one, 5-2.
Yeah, they had a tricky season, West Essex, to be fair. They're normally one of them sort of mid-table, quite hard-to-beat teams in the Senior League. They are a good side, usually, and a nice club, generally. But they had a real difficult season, finished just outside the relegation zone at the end. And yeah, we did beat them quite comfortably here.
Yeah, it was. There was a couple of goals as well. That was a good goal.
That is a good goal. Very good goal. Still time for more.
There is. Oh, I thought that was going to be that. There you go. Good reaction. Is that the 5th? I've lost count.
Yeah, that was the 5th.
And they scored consolation. It's probably the best goal of the game, but I don't know how. If that was went under the keeper, but it just looked like a well-placed shot.
Yeah, that was. It was. And on to another cup, Senior Cup, 2nd round, Basildon away.
Oh, finish.
That is a great goal in Billy Carter. Fantastic finish.
Another one just like Flo, really. Billy Carter, Flo. He's just been a great servant, really.
We got loads. To be fair, we have a really unusual length of tenure at Benfleet. We have a lot of players that are on 150 games, 200 games, 250 games. Yeah,
just enjoy playing for the club. And this is 3-1 as well. And this was on to the next round. So sitting pretty in the table in all the cups.
And who might we draw in the next round, Nick?
Of course, yeah. This was the old landlords, wasn't it? Next round after
the old landlords, Canvey Island.
Canvey Island, yeah. Who we were very grateful for sharing the ground with such great hospitality.
They were probably a little less grateful for our for us as tenants, I would say. To be fair, but we got through it, and this is Great Wakeford who always makes for a very, very, very good game. Really, I can't think of many bad games that we've had against Wakeford since we joined the league, sort of 2 years ago. Always a really good game. We went behind twice, equalised twice, and then got a penalty very, very late on, which was converted.
Of course, yeah, because the keeper does make a save, but then it goes in, so it's not really a save.
He saves it and it bobbles back in. Quite unfortunate, really, because it was a pretty good save.
It was a good save. And then we start October against the previous year's winner of the FA Vase, Romford.
That's right, and absolutely hammered them.
Yeah, 5-0.
They had an unusual season, Romford. To be fair, that they weren't a million miles from relegation themselves, which was surprising. But yeah, this was very comprehensive. Probably another one of our best performances of the season. Actually, it was 5-0. Probably could have been more. I'm sure it could have been 7 or 8.
Yeah, I mean it's crazy, isn't it, that the year before you win the FA Vase and then you struggle the following year. So that's football.
That is particularly at this level. They would have racked up a fair old chunk of prize money, I assume, from winning the Vase. Probably totaling about 40-50 grand.
Really? Is it that much?
And yeah, I guess if you don't use it wisely enough, then you start to struggle.
Yeah. I mean, case in point, West Ham United, really, 3 years ago. And now look at us, we are all but dead and buried at the moment.
I'm certain that you'll be dead by the time that this goes out, to be fair.
Yeah, well, we're recording it Monday. Tuesday is the Tottenham-Chelsea game. Look, Chelsea win and goes to the last game, you never know. Need a favour from Moisey. But look, we're not here to talk about West Ham. We're here to talk about Benfleet. But yeah, this is at the Woodford. That was a good goal as well at the end.
This is the first round proper of the Vase. Blake Wakeman again. Absolutely fantastic game. This was really, really good game. Again, we turned them over pretty comprehensively. This is a long throw from Bill, which
God, that is a throw.
Gets on the end of to make it 2-0. Really big crowd. This probably the first time I'd say since we opened the ground. Obviously, we always get some good gates. First time that I can remember there being a real atmosphere. That Wakeman game pretty much the whole game, and on to Canvey.
And this is it, isn't it? Yeah, I was going to say I recognise that ground. That's Canvey go 1-up after 20 minutes, as you can see. But yeah, all in all, it's going to be a tough game. They're still, in front, ahead of you in the league, aren't they?
Yeah, so they're 2 leagues ahead of us this ball, and we can't lose. Really, we can't lose. If we get turned over, we get turned over. But and then down last minute, up comes Flo.
And then Flo Gislett, who was actually used to play for Canvey as well, didn't he? Come forward and gets to draw, and that's not it for Flo. He then saves a penalty.
2 penalties, in fact. I think we only show 1, but yeah, he saves 2 penalties.
Again, harsh editing, but yeah, we've got time to fit into. But yeah, he went viral after this as well, didn't he, Flo?
Yes, he did. Yeah. So I was actually getting off on holiday after this game, and I remember being at the airport getting calls from the Echo, and then the Sun picked up the story, which was incredible. The BBC, and then a bit later in the week, he was on TalkSport. TalkSport.
And it was the Hawksby and Jacob. I was listening to it and I recognised the name. It's like, yeah, it's brilliant. And I went back and watched the video of it later on that night.
The whole story is just unbelievable, really. Obviously, the flow element which you touched on, against his former club, Canvey, scoring a goal, saving 2 pens. Then we win on pens, obviously, and you got Peter Taylor, who was the old England manager.
Of course, he was managing Canvey. Did you not? Did that game not cost him his job?
Cost him, yeah, did, yeah.
So your club basically put an ex-England manager out of work.
Unbelievable story, isn't it? Absolutely unbelievable story.
I don't know how you sleep at night, to be fair.
Well, after that, I didn't, in truth.
Yeah, it's a great result and all, because you're probably thinking, before you go into that Canvey game, you're thinking, look, respectable, kind of, with all due respect, a respectable loss, or,
absolutely,
it's not getting embarrassed.
Like. Yeah, and like I said, we can't lose, If we go there and get beat 5-0, then, we're playing Canvey. So, it's what it is, really.
Yeah, and then straight back down to earth at Buckhurst still there, losing 4-1.
Really good side, Buckhurst still. Really, really good side. They turned it on probably about 2 months into the season. I think if the season had started end of September, they would have won the league. They were from the point that they really sort of got their act together. That they were pretty much unstoppable for the whole rest of the season.
Yeah.
Round 2 of the Vase.
Oh, what a goal there, Billy Carter.
His shoulder there is Billy's shoulder.
It is. You're like Carter from a distance.
So this is round 2 of the Vase. So this is as far as we've ever got in the sort of 6-7 leagues that we've been 6-7 years that we've been in the National League system. Gianni Frankis gets a second.
Oh,
got us 2-0 up. Then they get a very dubious late penalty, which I think we'll see in a minute, to give us quite a tense end to the game. But we do hold on to set a club record, making it through round 3.
And is that also a little bit of prize money, or have you got to wait for later rounds for
prize? It ramps up a lot in the later rounds.
Yeah. Goal.
But yeah, it's still some decent prize money. This is.
And again, after such a great cup performance, you then go and get battered. But this is, really battered.
It was tough, really. So this was on the Monday night. We played Walsham on the Saturday, got through to the third round of the Vase, and we ended up playing Aveley, who were flying high. at the top or at the top end of Step 3, the same league as Canvey, but obviously Canvey ended up getting relegated from Step 3. Aveley made the playoffs. We were missing probably 8 or 9 of our first team, so it was a real tough game. We had no flow, we had no Jobbo, we had we were missing a lot of players.
Yeah.
But 9-0 is not one that you want to spend too much time talking about. In truth,
No, it's not. It's not. Was it Southampton with a lot? I remember? Was it 9-0 that Southampton got
against Man United?
Yeah,
that does ring a bell. I think.
Yeah, it's not many 9-0s you see in football, but and that was Billy Carter. What a great goal that was! That was the second goal.
Great goal. Downstairs.
Oh,
this is offside.
Was it? I was going to say, it did look on. Looked like you had a few men in the middle.
I would say. But I am biased.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, and you were nowhere near it. You didn't see it. You just must have been offside. I just thought you had a couple of players stepping up. Looked like they stepped up a bit late. But look, you hold yourself there. Really, top 10.
Fairly consistently all season, really. I mean, last year was our first season at Step 5. We finished 16th in the end. I think we were never really in danger of going down, but never really looking like we were going to sort of do anything better than lower mid-table. This was a much better season for us.
Yeah.
Progress. Good progress.
And this is. I've never been to the Hackney ground. It's.
Neither of many other people, to be fair, as you can see looking around. It's a pretty dead place to go. And
with a sunset like that they have on offer every evening, mate, you know, I should get more attending.
It's round 3 of the Vase. Dereham Town.
Yeah,
no,
away.
We took over 100 people with us.
Really?
To this game, over 100 fans.
That's a great away support at this level.
Sonny Hartman gets a second there to send us through to round 4, which is just unbelievable achievement. Great goal too. But yeah, when you think about the early days, when we were at Park Lane, as we were referencing not long ago, and we'd have probably 10 people come to watch, 15, maybe 25. It was a really big game for us, of which we had very few. But before our last year, the amount of fans that we took with us to Dereham was unbelievable.
Yeah, 150. That's very good. I mean, they're the sort of figures that some League 2 clubs get for away games. To be fair,
which is probably a way off for us, yeah.
And then you pick it up though against Basildon 4-0.
Really good result. Really good result. I think this was the last game before Christmas. Big crowd.
Oh,
fantastic goal from Wiggins. Yeah.
Jacob Wiggins. No relation to Bradley.
No relation to Bradley.
No.
I don't think so anyway.
I mean, you just don't see many Wiggins knocking about, do you? I just kind of assumed that it might be. Oh, good little dink. I was waiting for him to dink that then.
Great goal.
It was then Christmas fixture, this one. Holbridge, say they're local rivals. Are they the closest?
Probably are. Yeah, they probably are. Railay Town almost went up this year, which would have certainly been our nearest rivals had they got there. But yeah, you're probably right with Holbridge. Holbridge or Basildon probably as close as it gets. And
you make reference to the 150 that joined you away. But this was, I mean, great turnout in itself, wasn't it? Over 500, or almost 500.
Over 500, yeah. We had quite a few of them sort of games, really. We had the FA Cup. Pretty much every one of the Vase games that we had at home was really, really well attended. Really good crowd for the Basildon game that you saw before. This Punjab was really, really big, which we'll see in a minute. Great crowd, less good result, unfortunately. But yeah, we've had a lot of sort of in or around 500s this season, which we're very grateful for.
Yeah,
very lucky to have the support we do from the local community of Benfleet.
Yeah, I mean, what a great journey you've been on, really. we've been doing these a few years now, and over 500, semi-regularly is a great achievement, really.
Yeah.
And went 1-0 up this game in broad daylight, and then night time came in the second half out of nowhere, and you lost 4-1.
Not great, this.
Yeah, after such a good start.
Yeah. So Athletic Newham ended up finishing bottom of the league in the end.
No.
It was, probably one of our tougher results of the season.
And here it is, the biggest game
in our history.
Yeah, as you make reference to, Punjab United. And what was the numbers here, Dan?
We had probably about 700 in the crowd.
It's amazing.
We just didn't get going, unfortunately. We've beaten better teams pretty consistently, really, since the first round proper. The likes of Waker and Derham. But we just didn't get going here. Unfortunately,
I don't know if you noticed it, but that second goal they scored there, that keeper was definitely out his area when he kicked that up the field. He got the assist, but I'd hate to see VAR at this level. But you know what I mean? It would have been out of the area.
That's the last thing that non-league football needs is VAR.
No, not at all. No, thank you. And then 5-2 against Brentford.
Yeah, good result. Brentford almost got out of jail in the end, as it turned out, and then did get out of jail because of some regional imbalances. So actually, Brentford were bottom of the league for pretty much the entire season. Mounted a very, very late revival, almost stayed up, and in doing so, then got into second from bottom, if that makes sense. So having been bottom all season, they moved up to second from bottom. And because of the way that the regional imbalances worked, they've ended up getting a reprieve because they finished second from bottom. If that makes sense. So,
oh wow!
You never know when something like that might materialise for you guys at West Ham. Unlikely, I would say.
I'll cling on to any hope at the moment for that. But yeah, just still in the top 10, just about. And probably not after this game. They beat you 4-2.
They did. They're always a really, really, really tough place to go, Barking. Tough team to play home or away, to be fair. They did well in the playoffs. But they were just too strong for us, really.
Yeah.
In the end.
Another goal from a long throw. Oh, he had loads of time there.
This is a good goal. This is Cameron Harris playing his first bit of football in a while. Comes on and scores a really good header.
Yeah, I forgot to mention it as well. You got 2 games ago. I forgot who he was playing. Jobbo got injured as well that game, didn't he? Scored and then out for the rest of the season. So
yeah, out for the season again, which was a real shame.
To lose like your best player for the rest of the season is always
that is always hard to take. But here Aaron Ackerman scores 2 late goals to get a 2-0 win at Woodford.
It's like his fourth late goal of the season.
Yeah, well. He does love a late goal. I really like Aaron. He's a really good player, and always puts a shift in. He's been really good for us this season. And
was that an own goal? That first goal there?
It was. It was like park football. To be fair, this whole game was really like watching a park team. To be fair, Hackney weren't particularly poor today. It was. I say today, sorry, they were particularly poor this day. And we hammered them 5-0. And again, it was another one of them where it could have been, 9 or 10. It would have still probably been a reasonable reflection of the game. They were really poor.
Yeah, I mean 5-0. But did they even have many chances in this game, Hackney, or was it just all you?
Not really. No, not really. It was fairly comprehensive. They'd just come up from the league below as well. They'd just come up from the same league that we won. I think via the playoffs the year before.
That has to be the scrappiest goal I think I've ever seen. Sorry to cut you off. bounce of about 6 people. But yeah, they good goal. And then next game 2-1 White Ensign.
That's right. But we were fairly comfortable for most of this game, and then we gave away a silly goal not long from the end. And it looked like we'd dropped 2 points for no reason. And we went and got a very, very, very late penalty, which we scored. Well taken. Ended up picking up all 3 points, which is great.
Yeah, got a bit of a habit as well of not just last minute goals, but last minute penalties.
There were quite a few this season.
Yeah.
There were quite a few this season. That's fair.
And 2-0 against Sporting Bengal. They're a decent side as well, to be fair.
They were a decent side. They were another team that were in that little scrappy bit at the bottom. They were really lucky to stay up at the end as well, Sporting Bengal. But they did stay up at the end. And this was great wakering. This was this was hard to take. This one really.
It's the first time they've ever beaten Benfleet.
It is the first time they've beaten us in any of the major competitions. They've beaten us in a couple of the smaller cups. But yeah, since we joined the system, it is the first time they've beaten us in one of the bigger games. And it looked like they were going to go on and win the league after that. They didn't. But it looked like they were going to. Then they dropped some really odd points against teams like Brentford. Watch this goal here.
Oh, scores from there. Wow.
Unbelievable goal. Absolutely unbelievable goal.
Yeah, that was a good
Thinking it just came from nowhere. Absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, I mean, would you see that as 2 points drop really against West Sussex now?
Yeah. No, it was, and it was a big point for West Essex. To be fair, like I say, who stayed up really by the skin of their teeth.
Yeah, and then this trip to Holbridge, where you've obviously not a good score, lost 4-1, but it's a non-league day, wasn't it?
It's non-league day. Yeah, we had a late kick-off, and it was another one where we just never got going. Really, we just didn't get going. Holbridge were well up for it. They got a decent crowd for non-league day, as you can probably see in the background, and we just never got going. Well beaten in the end. Yeah,
and then this ends March as we march into April. These are league winners, Little Oakley. So as well, they needed to win this, didn't they, to stay top?
They did need to win to stay top. And first half, it was all them really, and then in the second half, we came out of the blocks fine. We get a good equaliser here.
Oh.
And then we go on and win the game with an absolutely brilliant goal.
Was it another last-minute goal or just?
It wasn't. It was an extremely well taken volley.
Oh wow!
As you can see, very, very outstanding goal.
Yeah, that's by far goal of the season so far. Yeah. So you creeping up to 8th as well.
We then play Tower Hamlets in 3rd, and it's a similar story.
Playoffs in your sights at this point?
Outside chance, really, maybe. I think the playoffs. We look like we might make a late bid for the playoffs, and then that little run of games against Wakery and then Holbridge, and the draw against West Essex pretty much ended our realistic chances. But we had a really, really good bank holiday weekend here. Beating the league leaders and eventual winners Little Oakley on the Saturday, and then Tower Hamlets on the Monday.
Yeah,
great position for Chelsea to win the game.
Winning the same fashion as well, going 1-0 down and then completely different second half. Their first goal as well when he rounded the keeper, that was a well taken goal. That's a good penalty as well. That.
They were a good side, Tower Hamlets. Good side. And this was tough to take. I mean, we were pretty much playing for nothing by this point, but this is still quite tough to take. This is very late on against Ilford.
96th minute late on as well.
Sloppy late goal as well.
That was sloppy.
Scrappy, but sloppy, but yeah.
Bit in between the two, really. A bit scrappy, a bit sloppy, I think. And then there's the old furlough nun friends, isn't they?
That's right, Harwich and Parkston.
Yeah.
A few times back at step 6, made their first trip to Woodside, and came home with a point, which wasn't ideal.
No, but yeah, they've been about for during our journey. Oh, that was a bit scrappy.
That was. Buckhurst still needed this. And this is offside, right? You can see from the way it stops, I would say.
I genuinely thought my screen froze then. I was just about to call cut, but yeah, it was offside by quite a bit.
But again, really good side. Buckhurst still deserved to go up in the end through the playoffs as they did. And probably deserved the win, to be honest. We scored a really good free kick late on. But that was, they probably deserved the win, in truth. And the season finishes here, unfortunately, which we lost by such a margin that we ended up dropping from 8th to 9th. Finished the season 9th.
On goal difference, that's terrible.
Goal difference, but still a good season, right?
Yeah, it is a good season. You just stayed in that top 10. Which again, I mean, the second season in the league, it's a great achievement. You've not got, money getting pumped in, which you do see, a few clubs, handful of clubs every year that are just, they get a lot of money. They pay big money, big players. I mean, this is just a community run club, a well run club, and you're in it for the long term, right? So really good foundation to build on for next year.
Maybe make a bit of a bid for the playoffs and see where we go. Yeah,
I look forward to doing another video in 12 months' time of the 26-27 season.
Indeed, mate. Hopefully for your sake and the viewers, Jamie is available again.